Welcome back to the first episode of NP120 here in the 2020-2021 school year. It may have felt like you were never going to see us here again, but a nudge from Twitter and an abundance of good news kind of pushed us to send out another episode. So we got a special edition of NP120 for you today. This week's is an NP Good News episode. Also, just a quick note, I am recording this by myself in my classroom, hence the lack of a mask. And speaking of, I'm sure you're wondering why produce an episode filled with good news. What good news is there to possibly talk about here in this COVID year when all we're talking about are masks and social distancing and contact tracing? We wanted to make sure that we have a chance to spread all of the good things filling the halls right here at NPHS. We've had athletic teams get through their seasons. We've had performing arts groups enter into competition seasons, and we've had groups and clubs and teams find creative ways to get together and form community as a group of students and as a staff. Speaking of those clubs and teams, let's take a look at some meetings coming up here over the next couple of weeks. The Earth Club will be having a call-out meeting after school today in Mrs. Bennett's room. Contact her if you have any questions. The GSA will be meeting in Mrs. Hart's room after school today. Everybody is welcome. The most magical place on earth is now the most magical club here at NPHS. A Disney club is meeting in Miss Meyer's room. That's 3222. So toss on some Mickey ears and come experience the magic. There's a boys golf call out next Monday in Mr. Story's room after school. Also note that We the People applications are due to Miss Yakabuchi by the end of the school day tomorrow. Any questions, feel free to stop by when available. Also excited to announce that Student Council is sponsoring a Spirit Week the week before spring break. So that's not next week, it's the week after. We've got 5 fun-filled days of Spirit Days, including Pajama Day, Jersey Day, St. Patrick's Green Day, Hawaiian Day on Thursday and Spirit Day on Friday. There will be a prize for the first period classes that have the most participation on each one of those days. Good opportunity coming up for multilingual students. The STAMP 4S test is being offered on Saturday, April 10th here at NPHS. The cost is $25 per person. What this test does is it measures a person's global proficiency in languages other than English. The test is an excellent way to measure that proficiency and also be able to get a multilingual proficiency seal on your transcript and diploma. Contact Mrs. Judy if you have more or if you'd like to get some more information. Now let's take a quick look at some upcoming things that some teams and groups here at the school have in their plans over these next few weeks. The French Honor Society is coordinating efforts with other honor societies and the Environmental Club to help clear Southeast Way Park of non-native invasive weeds on April 23rd, 2021 as part of the celebration of Earth Day. Some awesome work happening there. Also, a big plug for the NPHS robotics team who is at the state competition this Saturday, March the 6th. Show Choir, we've been excited to see their seasons get underway. The show choirs had their first competition at Beech Grove last Saturday. Both choirs had great performances. Crimson Heat finished 5th out of 9 teams in their division. Diamond Sensations were the first runner-up in the unisex division. A special congratulations to Caitlin Jackson and Robbie Knight for being named Outstanding Performer for their performance on Saturday. As far as upcoming, the Crimson Heat will travel to South Dearborn on Saturday to compete in the opening night showcase. Also in the arts, our band students are on a great start to their winter season. The New Palestine Varsity Winter Guard is qualified for state finals, currently ranked number 5 in their class. State finals is the 11th of April. The New Palestine Audio Theater finished 3rd in their class at the New Palestine Invitational. State qualifiers March 20th. And the high school concert ensembles had an excellent concert on Wednesday, February 24th. Their next concert will be in early May, and we'll recognize our senior classes that night. As our winter seasons are winding down, we want to take a moment to celebrate some of the incredible accomplishments of our athletic teams and other students involved. For wrestling, our wrestling team had 4 HHC champs, including Jack Rossell, Christian White, Zach Hoyt, and Tucker Keevers. 3 semi-state participants, Christian White, Richard Clevenger, and Tucker Keevers. Girls basketball finished the season 15-10, second in the HHC, and had 2 all-HHC players. Bella Gizzi, and Addie Jones. In swimming, the boys swimming team was 5th in their sectional, and the girls swimming team were sectional runners-up. In gymnastics, they've had an awesome season, 3rd in sectional, and advanced to the Columbus East Regional this Saturday. And boys basketball, 14-8, heading into the Richmond sectional. They obviously had their game last night as the opener. At the time of filming, don't know the result, but we're sure that it was a fantastic effort by the Dragons. And these are just accomplishments from competitive based. We have seen so many other good things happen in New Palestine this year. We've seen athletes named to the academic all-state list. We've seen countless students sign to continue their athletic career in college. We've seen a new counselor join our staff and have celebrated everything that our counselors do for the students. We've seen athletic records fall. We've seen students sharing their joy and their future plans. We've seen students in Mr. Post's class building a tiny house in his workshop. We've seen Mrs. Workman's students use art to explain their personalities. We've had a brand new kitchen that we've seen for students to create culinary masterpieces. We've seen students inducted into Honor Society. We've seen students rock their senior exit interviews and earn the title of high school graduate. We've seen students and staff give the gift of desperately needed blood. We've seen staff welcome future Dragons into their family. We've seen a National Merit Scholarship finalist, a Lilly Endowment winner, and we've seen one of the greatest Dragons out there return to work, ready to make things great at NPJH just this week. And finally, and some might say most importantly, we've made it through the winter to see Frosty Boy open again. So, New Palestine. In this wildly weird year, it might be tempting to feel down, so take a moment to look around you for good news at everything that's happening. And maybe, just maybe, you can find some ways to create some good news of your own, because we are all capable of that. That is all we have for this jam-packed good news episode of NP120 this week. A special thanks to Mr. Volz's Twitter feed, which is basically nothing other than New Pal good news. And to a couple of our fantastic student photographers, Annabella Lugerai and Megan Bell, for some of the photos that we used in this video here. We're not exactly sure when we're going to be back with a new edition, but until then, send any good news my way. Tag me on Twitter. We'll be sure to make sure that we feature it in any future edition. That being said, go out, make it a great day, and go Dragons.